So uh, this particular type going to start. So we will discuss I section, and also somebody is having not clarity about quarter circular or otherwise semicircular portion, how to remove from your rectangular given section. So in order to find the moment of inertia from any portion, if any geometrical portion related to any circular portion is removed from another geometrical portion, means only the thing is, if you are going to understand moment of inertia uh, theorems, so that is, one is parallel axis theorem and another one is perpendicular axis theorem. So basically in most cases, uh, which axis they are going to ask, from which axis we are going to find out the moment of inertia, that is the basic thing. So you will get some clarity already previous classes, from the previous classes, but also we will see today this problem. So see here, I have taken this problem. So whatever the find out the moment of inertia, okay, of this particular shaded area of the given figure. So given figure is nothing but from certain rectangle. So they have removed certain semicircular portion. So after removing semicircular portion, whatever the remaining area is there, that is shaded. So this remaining area moment of inertia we have to find out. This remaining area moment of inertia we have to find out. So for that purpose, what I am going to do is, just I will do it. So basically, I am having concept related to parallel axis theorem. So and after that, so I will go for the required geometries. So required geometry is nothing but, first thing is, you have to considering whatever the given section is there, you have to divide it into number of sections. So my given section is consisting of two geometries, so I have to divide it into two portions. So first one is my full rectangle, so second section is my semicircle. So from this, first section, I have to remove the second section, then I will get the total geometry. That is, in order to get the geometry. But what is my ultimate aim? My ultimate aim is to find out the moment of inertia. Of a cut out portion. Okay. So in order to do that, so first thing I have to do is, so step one is to find out the moment of inertia of the first section about x axis. So that is, I am going to represent it with Ixx1. So this one is going to represent it for first section. Okay, what I have assumed. So from this section, I will subtract my moment of inertia about the x axis for second section. Then I will get the moment of inertia about the particular x axis of the shaded moment of inertia I will get. But about which axis they have asked? So they have asked about from which axis? From x axis they have asked. From x axis they have asked. So here capital X means your base axis. Capital X means your base axis. So from the base axis, we have to find out the moment of inertia for this shaded portion. For this particular shaded portion. So for that, so in the same way, I will go for I y1 minus I y2. It is about the y-axis. I am going to find out the moment of inertia. Then I will get the moment of inertia for shaded portion about the y-axis. So these y and x are now base axes. So for that purpose, what I am going to do is, what I'm going to do is, so individually I will consider the sections. For individually, I will find out the base moment of inertia for individual section. From that, larger whatever the section is there, that moment of inertia. So smaller section moment of inertia, I'm going to subtract. So that is the step one. This is our main motto. So that's only I will start the solution. I will start the solution. So starting the solution. That, so my bigger section is, so starting the solution by considering the section 1. So section 1 is my rectangle, full rectangle. So first of all, I am going to assume that there is no portion that is removed from this rectangle. So that's why only I am going to consider the full section. So from the full section only, I have to subtract this portion. From the full section only, I have to subtract this portion. So first of all, I will find out the base moment of inertia for this full portion rectangle with sides of 240 and 120. With sides of 240 and 120. So therefore, if you clearly observe, so 240 by 120 is your area. 240 by 120 is your area. So we know that for this particular rectangle section, what is the moment of inertia formula about the x-axis axis? So here x-axis is nothing but your base axis. So if you apply the parallel axis theorem about the base axis, so centroidal moment of inertia of first section plus area of that particular section. Okay, so central distance between those two parallel axes. So that is h1. I am going to assume, and I am making it make it square. So then I get the base moment of inertia for this. So how I have drawn this one means, so simply I have taken a rectangle, okay, so which is having the base on x-axis and another vertical base on y-axis. So simply it is having 240 as the length and 120 as height. So if you draw the diagonals here, see here, if you draw the diagonals for this rectangle, you are going to get the centroid for this rectangle. So whatever the centroid is there, if any axes are passing through the centroid, so those axes are called as the centroidal axis. I am going to assume as gx and gy. So this gy and gx are the centroidal axes which are represented in terms of gx and gy alphabets respectively. Okay, so if I apply parallel axis theorem, so here gx is parallel to x-axis. So this x-axis is my base axis. Okay, gx is my centroidal axis for rectangle. Okay, whatever the distance between these two parallel axes, so this gx and gx and x-axis are called as a parallel axis. So whatever the distance between these two means, so see here, from here to here, whatever the distance is there, it is half of your height. So that will give you 60. 120 divided by 2, half of 120. So that is 60. So 60 is the now centroidal distance, which is equal to your h1 in this formula. H1. So whatever the area we have assumed as the first section, that is rectangular area, you know that base into height is going to give the rectangular area. So whatever the base is there, 240 is your base and 120 is your rectangular area. Okay, 120 is your height. So base into height is going to give the rectangular area. And whatever the IG1, so we are having the IG1 formula. So it is a central moment of inertia. So we are having formula for IG1. If you clearly observe or remember the concept, so 0 to particular A and applying moment of inertia by taking differential elemental area about x-axis means you are going to do square of the distance between perpendicular axis from x reference. So with a reference to x-axis, you are going to get y square. If you apply this, you are going to get moment of inertia about x axis, that is equal to I x x. So here I have assumed as I axis as there. Well, when we are going to derive the expression for centroidal moment of inertia, xx is my central axis there. So it means there means if it is a central axis means, so I have taken this as x-axis, this as y-axis. So these are their moment of inertia about central axis. So that's why only we got bh³ by 12 as a central moment of inertia. So or otherwise you can go for now in this problem gx and gy are central moment of inertia I have assumed. So therefore igx or ig1 is nothing but first moment of inertia. So this is going to be replaced with my formula as bh³ by 12. bh³ by 12 plus area 1 into h1 square. So if you're going to find out this total entire formula values, it is going to give the base moment of inertia for the given section in the present problem. So therefore I'm going to find out moment of inertia about x axis for first section. So first section means for rectangle section. So bh³ by 12. So b is how much? Base of the particular rectangle into height is how much? 120. So whole divided by 12 plus area of the first one. So that is nothing but our rectangle only. So area of the first section is how much? 240 into 120 b into h. Okay. And h1 whole square. h1 is now what? h1 is the perpendicular distance. See here, perpendicular distance between two parallel axes. Two parallel axes how much? So gx and x are now parallel axes. So whatever the distance between these two means, it is exactly half of the base you are going to have for a rectangle. So that's why only I am going to give the value as it is 60 and I will make whole square. I'll make it whole square. So then I am going to get this particular value as, so if you go for exactly calculating, so with calculators, so if you are having calculator, so anybody can post the value in the chat box. So definitely I am going to looking for the answer for I xx1. Anybody can post the answer. So I am able to post the answer here. 240 into 120 whole cube divided by 12 plus 240 into 120 into 60 whole square. Okay, so how much value it is going to give? So for me it is given the value of, so base moment of inertia for first section about x axis is equal to how much? So it is 138240000 mm⁴. So this much value I got. Or otherwise simply you are going to write it 138.24 into 10⁶. Like this you will write, no problem. mm⁴. Okay, simply I have converted into decimals. Now this is base moment of inertia about x axis. For first section. But next section is second section I have assumed as quarter circle. So see here, section 2. Section 2 is what? It is which section? It is quarter semicircular section. So this semicircular section is having the starting and end point as capital A and capital B. So center of the semicircle is here, and also centroid of this particular semicircle will be located here. So we will assume. So if you clearly observe centroid of a semicircle from its base. So this is base actually. This is the base. So how much amount of distance it is going to have? Centroid. So this is the centroidal distance from the base. That is equal to 4r by 3 pi. If you clearly getting the concept from centroid chapter, so exactly from the base, so centroid will be located at the distance exactly at 4r by 3 pi distance from its base. So from its base, this is the base. So from its base, it is going to have 4r by 3 pi distance per centroid. So why we are going to find out its centroid means I want to find out the centroidal axis moment of inertia first of all. Why because for section 2 also I have to find out the moment of inertia about its base axis. So see here, so this is the x axis from which I have cut out my portion xx and yy, xx and yy. So here from this rectangle, or otherwise I will draw with red color, with red color. So see here. So from this rectangle, I am going to subtract this portion. I am going to subtract this portion. But after subtracting also, so or otherwise, so in order to find out the moment of inertia from which axis, I want to find out the moment of inertia about its base axis only. So for this base axis, it is making certain distance from its own central axis. So that's why first of all, what I am going to do is I don't know value of, in order to find out moment of inertia about this x axis, I don't know the value of distance between these two parallel axes. These two parallel axes means this gx of your centroidal semicircular axis and also base of your rectangular axis. So between these two, I don't know the value of perpendicular distance. I don't know the distance between these two. In order to apply parallel axis theorem, and also if you clearly observe, I am having the formula. I am having the formula for this quarter semicircle. For this semicircle, about the base axis, I am having the formula of which formula? So about the base axis, I am going to get pi r power 4 by 8 only about the base axis. But I don't know the value of I central axis. In order to find out the central axis, IAB minus area of this thing into, sorry, h2 whole square. So why we have got this means, if you know the base moment of inertia from the parallel axis theorem, you are going to apply. So IAB is equal to I base axis is equal to its centroidal axis plus area of that particular section into whole square. Distance between these two whole square. Is it okay? So this is the formula. So in order to find out the centroidal moment of inertia, so I am going to subtract this base moment of inertia. Okay. So from this, I am going to subtract this area of the second section into this one. So this comes from here. Okay. I have kept this one to the left hand side. Okay. So why we are going to find out centroidal moment of inertia? It means, so first of all, see here. This is the centroid we are going to assume for this particular semicircle. So I will draw the central axis. So it is exactly having the 4r by 3 pi distance. If I want to find out the moment of inertia about the base axis, I will directly go for applying this formula. Okay, but they are asking in the problem that about this axis we are going to find out the moment of inertia. In order to find out moment of inertia this axis, so this axis will be kept here. I think if you clearly observe reversely, this has kept will be like this. So from here to here, I don't know the moment of inertia. So in order to find out this moment of inertia, I have to go for finding centroidal moment of inertia, that is gx2. Gx2. After finding out gx2, then I will go for finding out the moment of inertia about this x axis with this centroidal distance by applying parallel axis theorem. Okay, so then I will get moment of inertia for this second section about this base axis. Okay, so that's why only, first of all, I am going to find out centroidal moment of inertia. So for that purpose, I will delete this entire thing. I will delete. this entire thing. Okay, so this is also I'm going to delete. This is also I'm going to delete. So first of all, what I have to find out? What I have to find out? Just I will draw whatever my section is there. I will draw that particular section. I will draw that particular section. It means for section 2, that is my semicircle. That is my semicircle. That is my semicircle. So semicircle ends. So starting point and end point of this one. And also circle center will be here. And also radius of that particular thing is also given 90 mm. 90 mm. So distance between. So actually this is the centroid location. This is centroid location. That is GX2 now. Why it is 2? It is for section 2 we are going to find out. Section 2 we are going to find out. For section 2 we are going to find out. So I will draw the central axis. So XX2. Sorry, GX2. GX2. So see here, this is GX2 central x-axis. This is also GX2. Central axis for second section. So how much amount of distance it will make from here to here? Here it is 4r by 3 pi. 4r by 3 pi. So but I want to find out moment of inertia about this x-axis. About this x-axis. So see here, if you clearly observe from here to here, how much amount of distance will be there? It is 120 will be there if you clearly observe. Why? Because the rectangle total height is how much? Rectangle total height is how much? If you clearly observe. So this total height will be from here to here. It is 120. So from this 120, the central distance. Now to find out the central distance. So see here, this is your central axis, which will make 4r by 3 pi. 4r by 3 pi. So in order to get the distance between these x axis and gx axis, you have to subtract. So whatever the distance it is there, so that is if you subtract 120 minus 4r by 3 pi, which is going to give the perpendicular distance between two parallel axes. So this will be perpendicular distance will be two parallel axes. Two perpendicular distance between two parallel axes. Two parallel axes. Okay. So first of all, I will find out the 4r by 3 pi value, and afterwards from the 120 I will subtract this one. So then I will go for applying Ixx2, which is equal to Igx1 x2 plus area to h2 whole square. Then I will get the moment of inertia for second section. So from this one, if you want to find out moment of inertia, Ixx, that is from the about base axis, which is equal to from the larger one. So that is first rectangle section. If you are going to subtract second. So this will give you entire moment of inertia about its base axis. So that is the thing. In the next 5 to 10 minutes we are going to do. So then comes to here. So what is my ultimate aim here? I will go for first of all finding moment of inertia about base axis. So about base axis we are having pi r power 4 by 8. So what is the value of this one? So I will go for calculating. If anybody is having any calculator, tell me the answer. I am going to wait. So 5 r4 408. So pi value will be here. 5 r is 90 power 4 divided by 8. How much is the value? So 257649. So I am going to get the value of 257. Sorry, I will write clearly. So 7 4 9 8 6.75 mm per 4. This is from the base axis. Okay, so moment of inertia about AB, that is base axis for semicircle, means it is 2574 2576498.6.75. Okay, now I will go for finding out the central axis for second section. Okay, so why we are going to find out, I have already explained by applying the first section the square of the distance between those two. Okay, now here this is my base axis, this one. Whatever the distance between these two parallel axes means it is 4 r by 3 pi. So therefore Ig x2 which is equal to IAV value is your 25764986 from the previous case. So from the previous case we have found out from here. Okay, IAV minus area of this thing is how much? Pi r square by 2. Pi r square is r is 90 whole square divided by 2. So why it is 2? Area of this semicircle will be half of your total circle. Total circle area will be pi r square, and half of it means you have to go for dividing with 2 the entire circle. So into what? Into distance between those two parallel axes. Now distance between, what are the parallel axes here? Parallel axes are your AB axis, and your GX axis. So these are two parallel axes. So whatever the distance between these two means 4r by 3 pi. Now 4 into r is 90 divided with 3 pi. Okay, so first of all I will find out the value of 4r by 3 pi here. So 4 into r by 3 pi, so which is equal to how much? So tell me the answer. 4 into r is 90 or 3 into 5 value. I think 38. So I am going to get exact value of 38.197186. Okay, distance it is. So therefore now what is the distance between base axis and here? It is 120 minus this thing, it is going to go here. So make it 120 minus your answer, that is 81.8. So therefore you will get the distance between these two 81.8. So why I am finding this value means I will tell afterwards. Okay. 81.8. Okay, now see here. So this total 4r by 3 pi value I am replacing with 38.1919871. So just go for subtract or otherwise deleting this, and you will enter the value of 38.1971. Okay, so now total value will be Igx2. Total value will you have to calculate. So you have to subtract from 257,64986.75. What, 75 or 76? 75 minus pi r square by 2. 5 into 90 whole square divided with 2 into 38.1971. If you do it, I am going to get the value of centroidal moment of inertia. As 25278987.85 mm power 4. So now this is not our total moment of inertia about the base axis. This is only moment of inertia about central axis from this base axis we have calculated with the distance between these two parallel axes. Now I want the base moment of inertia here. So about this axis. So therefore I xx2 xx2. So second section, that is for this one, which is equal to, now my parallel axes are these two things. So gx2 and this xx, now parallel axis. Then go for applying parallel axis theorem. So then what will happen? Moment of inertia about central axis. Now I got the value ijx2 plus area of this thing into h2 whole square. Okay. Now you got the clarity. Yes. Okay. Now ijx2 value is how much? So previously we have found out 2527, 87.85. Okay. So for this we are going to add pi r square, pi into 90 whole square by 2 for second section, that is semicircle, into h2. Now what is the h2 here? Distance between two parallel axes. One is your x-axis axis and another one is your gx2 axis. So this is your x-axis axis and this is gx2 axis. Now these two are parallel. So whatever the perpendicular distance between these two is your 81.80. So that is comes from 120, subtracting 120, subtracting 4r by 3 pi from 120. So from 120. So that is the value of 81.80 you have to give. 81.80. Okay. If you do it, you are going to get the total entire value of ixx2 as, so let me calculate you. Let me give the answer. So this one plus area of this thing is nothing but 5 into 90 whole square divided by 2 into 81.80. So which is equal to how much? 26. So 26 C197 66.08 mm power 4. So this is the second moment of inertia, second moment of area, or otherwise moment of inertia of second section. So you know the value of ixx2 and you know the value of ixx1 for first one also. That is how much? So for first one also, how much that is? How much that is? So how much it is? ixs1. So this is the value 138.24. 138.24. So from this one we are going to subtract here. So therefore the solution, I will use different thing, different color. So I want to find out the moment of inertia about the base axis, that is xx. So total, this is for cutout portion. So cutout portion means shaded portion. Shaded area is there, no? So this is for moment of inertia. I am going to find out for shaded portion as, so see here. So this is my rectangular section. So from this one, here to here, I have subtracted from this. So this shaded portion moment of inertia I am going to find out. So this is the x is the base and y is the base vertically. So from this one we are going to subtract this one. So this is second one. This is total first one. So this is my moment of inertia, that is ixx1 minus ixx2. About the central axis means only you have to find out ixx or otherwise iyy. If you are very much interested in order to find out iyy also, no problem. But only they have asked about central axis, base axis means only about one particular base you have to take. Only ixx I am going to find out. If you are very much interested, you can go for finding it about y axis also. Okay, ixx1 is how much? So 138 point. How much it is? 138.21, I think. 138.24 into 10 power 6. 138.24. So 24 into 10 power 6 is my first value. From this one, I am going to subtract 26,3197 66.08. So let me calculate this. So 138.24 into 10 power 6 minus this thing. So 1 1 1. So you are going to get 1 1 1 920 233.9 or otherwise 111.92 into 10 power 6 power 4. This much answer you have to get. So this is the final moment of inertia about space axis. About its space axis. So this is the final for shaded for shaded area for shaded area for shaded area. Is it okay? Now have you understood, or otherwise if anybody is having any problem in finding out the moment of inertia, how to find out for cutout portion? This is cutout portion. Okay, so another I section problem we are going to solve. So uh, that is related to composite portions. It means every individual rectangular sections are adding with another. Okay, adding with another, there is no removal of portion. Even I section problems also you will solve it as a cutout portion method also, cutout section method also. Okay, so you will leave it and rejoin again, you will leave and rejoin again.